Mr. Madigan also leaves office under federal investigation in a bribery case that so far has had the state's largest utility paying a $200 million fine. A number of his close political allies have been indicted. His party had complete control of state government for many years. With all his power, Madigan could have made Illinois the most prosperous state in the country. Instead, his political machines bred contempt for the taxpayers, protected public sector unions, and rejected policy innovation at every turn. His legacy is a lethargic, heavy-handed government adverse towards job creators and taxpayers, and the damage will take years to unwind. His departure in Illinois won't solve the state problems, but it can hopefully force a more honest conversation about what those problems are. This is your wake-up call, America, about the amount of power politicians are capable of amassing. A familiar name on the ballot seems like a comfortable vote. But what are the results? Never-ending lockdowns, school closures, tax increases? How's your elected official doing? In the end, voters perpetrated Madigan's corrupt reign. Now only voters can turn this state around. I'm Jeannie Ives, co-founder of Breakthrough Ideas. Find out more at breakthrough-ideas.com. That's breakthrough-ideas.com.
Need to know what it takes for a home loan to fit your budget and your family? Rocket can.
It is 7:36. Let's get an update on the roads this morning in our Team Hochberg Traffic Center with Jim Talamonte.
Metra trains are stopped on the BNSF line in both directions near LaGrange Road after an incident involving a pedestrian. Metra reports milder delays on the Union Pacific North and West lines. Inbound Kennedy, delays are from the River Road toll to Lawrence and Armitage to the Burns Circle. It's now a 39-minute trip from O'Hare to downtown, quicker in the express lanes. Outbound 25 minutes downtown to O'Hare. Inbound Eisenhower delays start to St. Charles, 42 minutes, 390 to downtown. Outbound 31. Stevenson, 33 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Bryan is 18 minutes from 95th to downtown. Bishop Ford, 19 minutes, 8094 to the merge. That's traffic. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. In our AM 560 Weather Center, sunshine today and a high of 42. Currently 37 at O'Hare. Next news coming up at 8. Chicago's Morning Answer continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
From the Matrix Home Solutions studios, this is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560, The Answer.
Listen to AM 560, The Answer, online at 560theanswer.com, on the AM 560 mobile app, on your Alexa-powered smart speaker, on TuneIn, iHeart, and radio.com.
Mike Madigan runs the Democratic House floor for 30-plus years running. He's promising this and he's stealing that. Where can you get that kind of money? He's using your house like his own piggy bank. You ought to know by now. You can pay off your house here in Illinois, but you can never keep up with the tax.
Oh, that song means Ted Dabrowski joins us. He's going to be a regular here on AM 560 on Tuesday mornings. He's president at Wirepoints, Inc., and there's always something for Ted to cover, that's for sure. Good morning, Ted. How are you?
Good morning, Amy. Good morning, John. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, so Mike Madigan's out. Again, another resignation, this time as chairman of the Democratic Party. And he wanted to make it unanimous, his pick to replace him.
We had a very robust discussion. I'm very pleased there are so many qualified candidates that offered themselves. And I'm very pleased at the background of those that offered themselves. Almost everybody that appeared before the committee had a very good background, a very good life story to tell.
And the man who won the award, who won the prize, who gets to wear the crown and the sash, is a 26-year-old Edward Guerrera Codet. And his family's involved in politics, so yeah, why not?
I never imagined filling such big shoes, but I know I'm ready to do it. My whole family's been in public service their whole life, so I'm eager to get to work.
Yeah, you rub my back, I'll rub yours. So, Ted, what do you know about Mr. Codet?
I don't know a whole lot about him. He's been what they say is an infrastructure manager for Marty Quinn, and so, I don't think it should come as a surprise that Madigan would pick somebody who's going to be part of the machine and keep help it going, even if he's not directly involved in it anymore. But no, we shouldn't be surprised.
And he's only been there since 2017. I mean, this kid's young.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 26, young guy.
Oh my gosh! But it was all Hispanics who tried. You know, there was I think how many candidates were there? 8 or 9 on the ballot.
There were quite a few.
Yeah, so
I knew one of them.
And of course, Madigan had the let's say the controlling vote. So
50%.
So not that I mean, this guy's just a placeholder, right? Just
that's right.
and he'll probably run because he was appointed to the seat, and he'll run to get the seat. But I'm sure he's going to have some competition.
Yeah, and he has a full 2-year term though to actually, and they're going to make sure if this is the guy, they're going to make sure that he's protected. He makes the right votes.
Right.
Because you remember when you go to Springfield, everything is designed to protect you. You can't, Ted, you know this. You can't make. There are certain votes they will not. They call them targets. He'll be a target because I'm sure there'll be other people who want to run against him, unless the big boss looks at him and say no more. But he doesn't have his power anymore.
And you told me somebody was going to win that didn't win.
I thought it would be Rick Estrada. I really thought he would be somebody because he's wanted to run before, but Madigan has kept him at bay. I don't know if you know who Rick Estrada is, Ted.
No, I don't. I don't.
He runs the Metropolitan Family Organization, I believe, in Chicago. But Ted, I look at this pick and I'm like, wow. And I look at the list. I know Lisbeth Llanos. She is another one who's worked real heavy in Democrat politics. I thought it would be a woman that would have replaced Mike Madigan, especially with everything that he's been dealing with. Do you think that Madigan made a deal with the feds to step down from the seat and from his chairmanship and not face some type of prosecution?
Well, that's the rumor in the street, right? Is that if you heard his talk yesterday, the day before, I think it was, he said he wasn't going anywhere, that he would stay head of the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
And then one day later, he's gone, and so it makes you wonder what happened.
Yeah.
I don't think he would have said the first thing had he thought he'd be gone the next day. So I think it's pretty interesting. But I think the whole Madigan thing is fascinating, right? Because he went from losing power in the Me Too, but he still held on to it. Then even throughout the ComEd, he was able to hold power. But now now he's lost. He lost the speakership. Then he resigned from his seat, and now he's done with the Democratic Party. So it looks like he'll always have some influence in the background, but he's done.
I wanted him to stay as a state rep and raise his hand to House Speaker Chris Welch and say, "Hey, I have a question or permission to speak," because that would have been just priceless to see that, right?
It would have been, but I think nobody expected him to stick around like that. That would be pretty demeaning for a guy who held lots of power for so long.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the national stage here. Merrick Garland from Lincolnwood went to Niles West High School. Remember, he was supposed to be the Supreme Court justice, but that didn't happen. And no, thank goodness. But now he's up for Attorney General, and they asked him yesterday about will he prosecute illegal border crossings?
Will you continue to prosecute unlawful border crossings?
Well, this is again a question of allocation of resources. We will, the department will prevent unlawful crossing. I don't know. I have to admit, I just don't know exactly what the conditions are and how this is done. I think if I don't know what the current program even is with respect to this. If there, so I assume that the answer would be yes, but I don't know what the issues surrounding it are.
So, what do you think of this AG pick?
Well, that was pretty clear, huh?
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
This has huge implications for Chicago, and we could probably talk about Chicago a good bit and all the problems that Chicago is going to face as a result of COVID and of course of the crime bill that you guys just discussed with Jim Kychuk, and the closings of businesses, the pensions and all that. But adding one more element is this increase in crime, and if I know there's an ordinance and I can't remember where it stands right now for Chicago, but if they continue to welcome more and more potential crime, right? There's no cooperation with ICE. The police can't share the gang database, things like that.
Yeah, we're a sanctuary state city.
Yeah, if we keep weakening the ability to control crime, and Garland sounds like he's in favor of that.
Wow. Senator Josh Hawley also grilled him, and it was a perfect question. He simply asked him, "Do you regard assaults on federal courthouses or other federal properties as acts of domestic extremism or domestic terrorism?" He couldn't answer that
Well, he said it happens at night
Yeah,
when people aren't
right,
around.
right.
So
It happens
he
at
wasn't
night.
Sure.
Ted, if that was a Republican who came up with that answer, well, I'm just curious. What do you think would have been the repercussions of something like that?
Well, we're hitting the hypocrisy that we hear every day, right? We know that those federal properties out in where there's Washington or Oregon, they're being destroyed and attacked, and yet that didn't matter. And that's the hypocrisy we're hearing right now. It's yeah, you're right. It's what we're hearing on every single issue, right? It's not just this one.
And Chicago City Wire.com did a great story yesterday about all the Park District. Michael P. Kelly, they've gotten huge raises. Ted, did you hear that? Because our parks have been closed for almost a year. Our beach has been closed for a year. You'd go there and you have these social distance ambassadors kick you out, some snot-nosed little high schooler. Yeah. And now look, less than a day later, all the beaches are open. Lakefront parking's open. She's going to open up all the playgrounds.
Blue shirts are gone.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and it's what we complained about during the entire pandemic is that all these park districts were closed, but Lightfoot nor Pritzker did they ever talk about a furlough or any kind of cut in salaries or something to give relief to the taxpayers, and now they're talking raises. It's boom, same hypocrisy that we just talked about.
Yeah, they gave them a 6% raise.
Wow.
According to
well,
the
yeah, we've had our library districts, our park districts. They've been closed this entire time, and yet everybody was getting paid full amount.
Yeah.
Well, we had to suffer and take pay cuts, and people lost their jobs.
Yeah.
And their stores, their small businesses, they were getting pay raises.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I'm living in an alternate universe.
It is.
Hey, Ted, what are your thoughts about U.S. Prosecutor John, I believe his name, John Losh? Losh, basically resigning. I love how I heard Senator Dick Durbin say, we wanted to keep him. Come on, you didn't want to keep him. What do you think his being basically initially fired by Joe? Because remember, Trump couldn't fire his prosecutors, but Joe Biden can come right out and do it. But do you think that has something to do with the Madigan, coming back to the Madigan angle? Do you think his stepping down has something to do with that, and then all of this happening all at once?
Well, anything I say is a guess because I have no idea, right? But what it is curious is that Biden in theory fired all of them, right? And they're supposed to be gone by February 28th, so just in a few days. But Lausch has not resigned yet, and so that's a sign that he's still there. Yeah. And then the question is, Duckworth and what's his name?
Yeah,
Durbin. Yeah, continue to say that they're supporting Lausch, and God knows what's going on. But you got to imagine that it's got to be part of the game. Obviously, we need Lausch to continue this investigation here in Illinois. Yeah. Otherwise, we'll have gotten this far, and then nothing happens, or at least not enough happens. But we don't know. But if Lausch is gone, that's not good. So let's hope he stays on in some way, at least to carry through the Madigan investigation and the ComEd investigation.
And lastly, do you think it's strange how the media, mainstream media, is having a field day with this Ted Cruz Cancun trip while avoiding the Cuomo nursing home scandal?
Yeah, I mean, there's no comparison between the two. I do have to say that Cruz, made a bozo mistake, right? And he's got to be smarter than that, and either what he does or how he messages it. But in the grand scheme of things, that's that one kind of mistake. The Cuomo mistake is that's criminal, and we've talked about this for months now, and kudos for the media staying on it, frankly, because we don't have that kind of media here, with the exception of your push, Amy. We haven't had the push that we've had on our retirement homes because it's been a disaster here as well, right? Over 50% of deaths have come from retirement homes. We'll never know the truth here. At least in New York, they're battling it and giving Cuomo pressure, even if he might get away with it.
And they've got a DOJ and the FBI investigation out on him. So I hope, and even Mayor de Blasio is turning on him, which is good.
Well, he flat out withheld information or lied, one or the other, and that's criminal. And you're talking about massive number of deaths in New York. So
the gold standard.
All right, Ted Dabrowski, president at Wirepoints, Inc. Thank you so much for joining us. Always a pleasure.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
If you're talking about it, Dan and Amy are talking about it. It's Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need.
As a minimalist, paying less for insurance is more.
Nice place. Is your house a bubble?
It's a dome. I find corners unnecessary.
At Liberty Mutual, that's how we feel about overpaying for insurance.
But I do miss having shelves.
What would you put on them?
Nothing, obviously.
Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. Divorce can be complicated, especially if children are involved. If you're a father and want to protect your role in your children's lives, remember Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men with matters like these for 30 years, and we'd love to help you.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Chicagoland area attorneys online at CordellCordell.com. 4320 Winfield Road, Suite 200, Warrenville, Illinois, 60555.
All right, I wish Balance of Nature could take away the pain in my arm. Why did I get that vaccine? I got a COVID vaccine yesterday. I tweeted it out, and yes, people hate me for getting it, but I was in Group 1B. I called the number, and they said, well, somebody canceled. We have an opening at 2:30. So I took it, and I feel like I have the flu right now. So if I go, here's my EpiPen. Don't forget. Hey, but Balance of Nature does make everything better. Maybe I'll just rub some on my arm. What it is 6 capsules. You're getting 10 servings of 31 different fruits and veggies. And you hear stories all the time on this program, on this radio station. Those are not actors. Those are real, satisfied, Balance of Nature customers. And you could be one too. So start your journey to better health today. 800-246-8751. That's 800-246-8751. Use discount code Chicago or go online to balanceofnature.com. Discount code Chicago.
If you're an AM 560 listener, one thing I'm